This week on the JMC Network Newscast. First, we'll take a look at the Ag Department's annual rodeo and what this means for the students. Then we look back at the 11th Annual Film Fest and the night's big winners. Also, I had the chance to see how construction is going on the new track and soccer stadium. Then see how the engineering students are liking the new Bennett Gym. And finally, a former cop turned poet spoke to students about life as a police officer. Welcome to the JMC Network Newscast. I'm Savanah Silva. Today we're at the Taylor County Expo Center for the ACU Rodeo. The event is sponsored by ACU's Department of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences. Students from ACU were all invited to participate and even had the chance to earn some intramural points. Despite the possibility of the program being cut, the show goes on. The rodeo drew a crowd of over 100 people, and as fans packed the horse barn stands in rodeo attire, participants were getting ready to compete.
I think it's really cool that the Ag Department puts on an event like this, and I like that the social clubs can come out and support the Ag Department, and it's a fun, different thing that we can do to help support other parts of the school.
Students involved in the rodeo had a chance to compete in over 20 different events, some of which included calf dressing.
There's 5 or 6 of us, and so we're going to pull them out of these chutes. The rider for the roughie event that we have, they'll get ready, and then someone will be on the outside and open the chute, and then my job's going to be leading them back in and shutting the gates behind them.
So basically we're just timing the events, and by the time we're going to go off a point system, first place will get a certain amount of points, and after each heat we'll go ahead and write down the amount of points each team got, add them up at the end of the event, and see who got first place for that event.
The winners of the AES Rodeo were Social Club GSP for the men and Intramural Team Legit for the women. This year's event marks the 60th anniversary of the ACU Rodeo. The 11th Annual Film Fest was held this past weekend at the historic Paramount Theater. This year's theme was Reach, and the winners did not disappoint. This year's Film Fest has come and gone, and though the Paramount may be empty and the curtains may be down, this year's films definitely reached for the audience.
It's great because we don't actually have a film major here, and so this is a great supplement for that. We've seen a lot of really cool filmic creativity, like she was saying.
The event featured 10 films that showed the range of talent and experience among ACU students.
Got so much interest this year. We are hoping for a packed house here at the Paramount tonight, and we just hope that what we're doing now is going to last beyond us.
The night's big winner was the film Epic, which swept 3 categories: Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Actor. Another big winner was the film Loose Ends.
I was mostly just nervous to see my face that big up on a screen.
I was just excited. I mean, this is so cool. Like, they go all out, obviously. I mean, and they put a lot of work into this, and it shows. And so the excitement is for that, and to see everyone else's films, because everyone's worked so hard. So it's just been a lot of fun.
The new track and field stadium is just about done with construction, but that leaves the question of what happens to the old stadium. I spoke with Athletic Director Lee DeLeon and Assistant Track Coach Michael Razor about the demolition and moving forward.
Everything that you see behind me on the old track, the press box is going to be going, the lights are going to be going, the bleachers are going to be going. The only things we're really keeping for sure is the actual track itself.
I spent obviously a lot of time here in my 4 years at ACU, and as well as I ran high school at our regional meet here. So there's been a lot of history there. It's hosted national championship meets, so it's kind of weird to say goodbye and know that it won't be there, but we're really happy about this new facility.
We're going to keep some of the bricks and some of the kind of remnants for the track when we tear it up, hold back some items that people might want to purchase or might want to commemorate.
It's cool for us to finally, open something that the team can share together, and that's just theirs, just for them. And so, for me and for Coach Cook, a lot of us, we've used this facility for many years, Old Elmer Gray for many years, and so now to kind of shift to a new thing, it's really exciting.
The engineering students finally have a place they can call home in the recently finished Bennett Gym. The JMC Network got a first-hand look at the inside of it and spoke with the engineering club president, Francisco Terran, about what Bennett means for the club and the department.
This is something that just happened this semester, so we didn't really have something that was just engineering. Dr. Steele and Dr. Kennedy decided to start a new club that was just engineering students. We're trying to get everybody in the department involved. Before Bennett, we had to share Foster with the physics majors, and we didn't really have the space to do our own thing. And now, as you can see, there's like a lot of space.
As of right now, students just have labs in Bennett. Classes will begin in the gym next semester. Sarah Cortez, a former police officer turned poet, spoke to students at ACU about what it's like to deal with people in crisis.
Sarah Cortez's poetry is a report from the front lines of this thing we call life.
I actually have done both, parallel paths simultaneously. There's a lot about policing that is very much like poetry. So you have to pay attention to details. You have to be very mindful of what you do and say, just as poets have to be very mindful about what they put on the page. And so in a way they fit together perfectly.
And this next poem comes from some of the training that we got. Serial killer. Sometimes I remember he carted the bodies frozen across interstate cement in his...
I picked the pieces I read tonight because I thought they would do the most effective job of bringing the world of street policing to the students. So I wanted to give them a window of understanding into the reality of the job.
That's all we have for you this week. For more stories and breaking news, you can go to acuoptimist.com, or you can find us on Twitter and Facebook at ACU Optimist. Until next time, for the JMC Network Newscast, I'm Savanah Silva.